Hey, what's going on, guys? Felix here from Podcasting Secrets, and I want to talk to you guys about a question that I asked my Facebook group, which was, why did you not start your podcast sooner? What was the reason that's holding you back from starting your podcast sooner? And I got a lot of the same overwhelming responses. The number one response was that people did not start their podcast sooner because they did not know what equipment to buy, what was the best equipment, what kind of microphone they should get, what kind of interface they should get, what kind of tripod, what kind of software they should get. But there's one answer in there that really opened my eyes and I thought was super resourceful, and I could see this person succeeding with podcasting because they were resourceful. What he said was that when he started his podcast, he had no computer at all. He had no laptop, he had nothing. All he had was his phone and a Skype app. And he used that app to record all his interviews and then partner with a co-host that did the editing for him. So he found some way with all he had was a cell phone and got started with his podcast. So when I first started with my podcast, I didn't know anything about equipment either. I didn't know anything about software. All I started with was a $30 headset that I saw had decent reviews on Amazon. I bought it and I got started right away. And that was the best equipment I ever got for my podcast. Not because I still use it, not because the sound quality is amazing, anything like that. The reason why it's the best podcast equipment I ever got was because it got me started. It got me to the point where I could actually build an audience. I could put out content that was valuable to the world, that attracted people to my podcast, that allowed me to start making money with my podcast. And then from there, I could upgrade to better equipment. But the point is that I started with what I had, and it allowed me to build an audience and start working from there. That's really important to think about, because I think a lot of times when we think about what kind of equipment to get, what kind of gear to get, I don't want to start yet to have the best equipment. It's really a crutch. It's an excuse. It's an obstacle that you're putting in our way so that we don't have to put ourselves out there and start creating content. With most of the reason because there's fear that we might not put out anything that people actually want to listen to. I think it's important to get over that fear because there's only one way to get good. You can't sit around and wait for the best equipment. You can't sit around and wait until you know what kind of content to put out there. The only way you learn what kind of content works is just by putting content out there and getting started. That's how you get rolling. So I think being resourceful like that is super important. This was 6 years ago when I first started my podcast and I had to buy the equipment. I even spent time learning the software to edit it all together. I spent 10 hours on the very first episode I edited. I knew from then on that I did not want to edit my podcast. It is not worth my time, to be honest, because my time should be spent on creating valuable content, not on editing. If I care about editing, then I'll become an audio editor, not a podcaster. So I quickly hired help. I paid $20 an episode to someone I found as a freelancer to edit my podcast. And I spent all my time on growing the podcast over there. That's all I spent my time on, just focusing on creating valuable content for my audience. So if you're stuck, if you're pausing and you're haven't started yet because you're saying what kind of equipment I should get, it's even easier today than when I first started out, right? Because all you need is your cell phone. All you need is an Anchor app and get started right away. The most important thing is just get rolling. Just get the taste of what it's like to create content. Get the taste of what it's like to create content that people want. Just start getting content out there. That's how you build an audience, and that's how you get direction on where to go next with your podcast. Trust me, waiting around is not going to give you any answers. Answers come from action. Answers come from putting yourself out there and then seeing how the world responds back to you. So listen, if you are thinking about starting a podcast because you have a business, you want to grow your business, whether it be to get more coaching clients, to sell more courses, to sell more products, to sell more services because you're a consultant and you want to do it through podcasting, I want you to click the link in this post. Book a call with me. We can chat about your specific goals, your specific situation. And if it's something I can help you with, help you reach your goals, I'll tell you more about that. And then we can take it from there if you decide to work with me, and we'll go from there. So again, if you are pausing that because you don't know what equipment to get, trust me, you don't need anything fancy. Your cell phone, Anchor app is perfectly fine. That is not the biggest part about growing a podcast. It's all about the content that will attract the audience that will actually buy from you and actually power your business. So if you need help with that, click the link to this post, book a call with me. We'll chat then. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.